Jewish people don't prepare for WW3 because we're paranoid. We prepare because we've lived through the other two, and the pogroms before that, and the expulsions before that. For 3,000 years, every few generations, somebody decided it was time to take everything from us. And the families that survived were always the ones who had a plan. My grandfather used to say something I'll never forget. He said, hope for the best, plan for the worst, and always have a bag packed. He wasn't talking about a suitcase. He was talking about financial preparedness, having your wealth structured so that no single event, no single government, no single war can wipe you out. So here is how Jewish families actually prepare. Not bunkers and canned food. Real financial strategy that works whether WW3 happens tomorrow or never happens at all. Because every single one of these strategies makes you wealthier in peacetime and protects you in crisis. There is no downside. Rule number 1, own real assets, not paper promises. The Talmud says in Tractate Bava Metzia that a person should divide his money into 3 parts, 1/3 in land, 1/3 in business, 1/3 in cash. That's 2,000-year-old wisdom. But notice what's not on the list. Paper, stock certificates, bonds, IOUs. The rabbis understood something fundamental. In a crisis, paper burns, land doesn't. Right now, gold is above $5,000 an ounce. Central banks around the world are buying at record levels. Why? Because they're preparing for exactly what we're talking about. Currency instability, geopolitical chaos. Gold has been money for 5,000 years. It survived the fall of Rome. It survived 2 world wars. It will survive the 3rd. My rule: 1/3 real estate, 1/3 gold and hard assets, 1/3 liquid cash in multiple currencies. That's the Talmudic model updated for the modern world. Rule number 2, diversify across borders. There's a teaching from the Torah about our forefather Jacob. Before meeting Esau, who wanted to kill him, Jacob divided everything into 2 camps. If one gets attacked, the other survives. The Midrash says this teaches that a person should never place all his money in a single position. Jewish families have always understood geographic diversification. When they expelled us from Spain in 1492, the families that had assets in the Ottoman Empire survived. When Germany fell, the families that had accounts in Switzerland had something to rebuild with. The ones who kept everything in one country lost everything in one day. In practical terms, this means having bank accounts in more than one country, property in more than one jurisdiction, a passport or residency option somewhere outside your home country if you can get one. This isn't about running away. It's about making sure no single government can freeze all your assets with one signature. I know people who kept everything in one bank, everything in one country, everything in one currency. And when things went wrong, and things always eventually go wrong, they had nothing. Don't be that person. Rule number 3, keep portable wealth. My grandmother had gold coins in her coat. That sounds old-fashioned. But the principle is timeless. In a crisis, you need wealth that is small enough to carry and valuable enough to matter. Today, that could be physical gold coins. It could be diamonds, which hold enormous value in a tiny space. It could be cryptocurrency on a hardware wallet the size of a thumb drive. Different technology from my grandmother's gold coins. Same principle. Money that no government controls and no border can stop. The point is not to put everything in portable assets. The point is to have some percentage of your wealth in a form that you can access even if banks close, even if borders shut, even if the power goes out for a week. That's not paranoia. That's prudence. Rule number 4, eliminate debt. This is the one nobody wants to hear. In peacetime, debt is leverage. You borrow money to buy property and the returns multiply. I've taught this in other videos. But in wartime, debt is a death sentence. During the Great Depression, farmers who had borrowed to expand lost everything. 750,000 farms were foreclosed. In Argentina in 2001, people had mortgages in US dollars but earned in pesos. When the peso collapsed, their income dropped by 2/3. The mortgage didn't change. They lost their homes. In a global crisis, incomes fall. Asset values fall. But debt stays exactly the same. The families that survive own their assets free and clear. No mortgage, no loans, no obligations that can be called in at the worst possible moment. Maimonides taught that a wise person lives below his means. That wasn't just spiritual advice, it was survival strategy. If you own your home outright and you own your rental properties outright, then no bank can take them from you. No recession, no war, no financial collapse, they are yours. My goal by the time I was 60 was to have every single property paid off. I hit that goal at 58, and I sleep better than any man I know. Rule number 5. Invest in skills and relationships. There's a saying in Yiddish, what you know they can never take from you. My grandfather said it every Friday night at the Shabbat table, and he was right. During every catastrophe in Jewish history, the people who rebuilt fastest were the ones with skills, doctors, tradespeople, merchants, people who could walk into a new country with nothing and immediately provide value. You can lose your house, you can lose your bank account, you cannot lose what's inside your head. This is why Jewish culture has always obsessed over education, not because we love studying, because education is the ultimate portable wealth. A medical degree works in any country, financial literacy works in any economy, and relationships. Jewish communities have always operated as networks. When one family got expelled, they had relatives or community members in the next city, in the next country, people who would take them in, give them a start, lend them capital. That social infrastructure saved more Jewish families than gold ever did. Build your network now. Build your skills now, not when the crisis hits. By then it's too late. Rule number 6. Always have an exit plan. In Hebrew we have a concept. It comes from the Passover story. Be ready to leave at a moment's notice. The Israelites left Egypt so quickly the bread didn't have time to rise. That's why we eat matzah. Flat bread. It's a reminder. Be ready. Always. In financial terms, an exit plan means this. Your important documents are organized and accessible. Passports, deeds, insurance policies. You have liquid assets you can access within 24 hours. You have a destination in mind if you need to relocate. You've had the conversation with your family so nobody is confused if the moment comes. Most people think this is extreme. I think most people have never had soldiers knock on their door at 3 in the morning. My grandmother did. And the only reason I exist is because she was ready. Now here is what I want you to understand. Every single strategy I just described makes you wealthier even if WW3 never happens. Owning real assets makes you richer. Diversifying across borders makes you safer. Eliminating debt gives you freedom. Building skills makes you more successful. Having an exit plan gives you peace of mind. This is not about fear. This is about wisdom. The Talmud says, who is wise? One who sees what is coming, not one who sees what already happened. Preparing for crisis is not pessimism. It's the most optimistic thing you can do, because you're saying, I plan to survive, I plan to protect my family, I plan to come out the other side with enough to rebuild. Jewish people have been doing this for 3,000 years, and we're still here. Every empire that tried to destroy us is gone. Babylon, Rome, the Third Reich, gone. We're still here, still building, still buying property, still teaching our grandchildren. If you made it this far, you're the kind of person who takes the future seriously. Hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, and leave me a comment. Tell me what are you doing right now to protect your family's wealth. I want to hear from you. God bless you. Now go prepare. Not because you're afraid, because you're smart, and because the people who came before you didn't survive 3,000 years of history just for you to be caught unprepared.